NBC has created a monster, and it is called Donald Trump.
Oh, shut up. Shut up.
Donald Trump has never suffered sharper or more accurate criticism than what has been said about him on this program this year.
10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag.
I can live without sodomy.
And friends with faggots.
So I want to ask you about cable news, because you've got CNN, which is sort of, we're playing it down the middle, except we hate Trump.
No, they don't. 1/3 of the people on their payroll love Trump. So you're guaranteed on any hour of CNN to minimum 1/3 of the programming will be supportive of Trump. Someone on their payroll saying, here's why Trump's right.
John Roberts, go ahead. CNN's fake news. I don't take questions. I don't take questions from CNN. CNN is fake news. I don't take questions from CNN. John Roberts of Fox.
That's one of the reasons why Trump kind of wants you to watch CNN instead of MSNBC.
Sure.
Because he knows on MSNBC there will be no one defending him because we don't bring on liars. I don't bring on a liar. I won't do that.
And we're pleased.
That was just fake news by NBC, which gives a lot of fake news. They have been fake news for a long time. They've been covering me in a very dishonest way.
Because we don't bring on liars. I don't bring on a liar. I won't do that.
Fake news.
Donald Trump has officially, in writing, surrendered to Michael Avenatti.
It's bullshit.
Legal hell has rained down on Donald Trump and Michael Cohen because they immediately tried every trick they could think of to try to stop Stormy Daniels from going public.
I think we're in the second quarter of a 4-quarter game. I think there's a lot of additional information that's going to come down the pike.
Because whether we want to admit it or not, he has a very strong base in America. He's a very talented guy.
It has long been clear to many of us that this president lacked the intelligence, the compassion, the heart, the fortitude.
But when it comes to messaging and branding and energizing his base and campaigning, the guy's brilliant.
He's gotten to this point.
You can't argue against it. Right. He's brilliant.
And I'm going to make a prediction now. I do not think the president will serve out his term. I just don't. Look, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. They are in full panic mode. They don't know what to do. They're digging the hole deeper. And we're going to get to the bottom of this no matter how long it takes. And this is not going to end well. I said it a few weeks ago. I said it last week. I'm going to absolutely, no question, say it again this morning. This president will not serve out this term. I guarantee it.
Michael Avenatti has been arrested.
Today, we announce criminal extortion charges against Michael Avenatti.
How do you say this guy's last name?
Avenatti and a cooperating client met with attorneys for Nike and threatened to release damaging information regarding Nike if Nike did not agree to make multi-million-dollar payments to Avenatti.
Disgusting roaches.
Don't worry. We're sending them to a motel.
To a motel?
Right. The Black Flag Roach Motel.
Black Flag Roach Motel traps. Kill roaches without poison, unpleasant odor, or mess. Look, bait inside attracts roaches and water bugs. They get stuck and die. Traps full, throw it away.
Black Flag Roach Motel. Roaches check in, but they don't check out.
Because we don't bring on liars. I don't bring on a liar. I won't do that.
I wish you'd just given me my money.
Johnson sued L.A. County and won a $4 million settlement in 2015. The payment allegedly went to his then attorney, Michael Avenatti.
Damn!
Johnson's new lawyer claims Avenatti and his firm siphoned off the settlement funds, lied to Jeffrey Johnson about it, and gave him piecemeal payments, totaling only $124,000.
On a 1 to 100 scale, the despicability of his conduct ranks 1,000.
Damn!
It just fucking sucks. It fucking sucks to be out here with this out of control shit. Everyone in the Trump administration.
Everyone in the Trump administration
has done everything they possibly can to make that trip more dangerous, more deadly. They destroy water supply. They destroy water supplies.
They destroy water supplies that are left in the desert.
Videos circulating on the internet show U.S. Border Patrol agents destroying water aid stations in the Arizona desert.
You get a good shot.
A 2010 video shows an agent appearing to flaunt the fact that he's emptying a water container right in front of a humanitarian worker's camera.
Everyone in the Trump administration has done everything they possibly can.
A 2012 hidden video shows another agent kicking away containers of water left for border crossers. The Border Patrol tells 12 News they were made aware several years ago of those videos and took action against the employees.
Because we don't bring on liars. I don't bring on a liar. I won't do that. And there's no one on CNN who...
Are you saying that to defend Trump, you have to lie?
Yes. Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yes. How else do you defend a liar? A pathological liar who lies about everything. You have to lie. So CNN has people on the payroll who they pay to tell their lies to the CNN audience in the middle of, a CNN hour for some number of minutes in Paris.
Yeah, and even just from a campaign sort of tactical point of view, I mean, Donald Trump is losing Pennsylvania in epic fashion, right? All the polls show him being destroyed in that state.
Yeah, but,
so there's not even
but
like a tactical reason to be
It's a
there.
short flight, okay?
He could be back in Trump Tower.
He's 70 years old.
Yeah.
He's known to be a lazy man, okay, who prefers a life in pajamas with ice cream, okay?
The Fox News decision desk has called Pennsylvania for Donald Trump. This means that Donald Trump will be the 45th president of the United States.
Speech of his rallies, but it's not in his policy.
The wall isn't so much in his speeches. The way the wall gets into the rallies now is the poor, desperate audience has to yell it in there. Someone in the audience has to shout, "Build the wall," and then he'll go, "Oh yeah,
build that wall, 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 build that wall."
I think what you're just watching is a desperate losing campaign, and there is nothing America hates more than the loser.
And here we go. This is a Fox News election alert. Pennsylvania goes to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the president of the United States.
Remember, Trump voters have been on the losing side of the last two presidential elections.
Wrong.
They're not going to go to war for them. They're going to feel the way they felt at the end of every other election for them, where they're on the losing side. They're going to feel, oh, the liar that I voted for this time lost also. And there's going to, I fear nothing about the next day. I hope Donald Trump never concedes.
Wrong.
That is. And I guess the last question I will ask you is about the party. Republicans do dredge up Abraham Lincoln whenever they're trying to talk to the black folks or the blacks.
They are so lucky that the Republican Party was invented just in time to nominate Abraham Lincoln.
Just in time.
Because the words Lincoln spoke all those years ago still hold resonance for us now.
Which of our previous presidents has inspired you most and why?
You can only pick one.
Sorry, President Obama. Sorry, Bill. Abraham Lincoln. Ran against a senator from New York, just as had happened way back with a senator from Illinois named Lincoln. And
that was something I said about Abraham Lincoln after having seen the wonderful Steven Spielberg movie called Lincoln.
To see Donald Trump personally defeated by as big a margin as possible, because you then get to say to your crazies, well, he did lose, right? I mean, you get that he lost.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated.
CNN has people on the payroll who they pay to tell their lies to the CNN audience in the middle of, a CNN hour for some number of minutes. And so Trump knows that if you watch CNN, at least you'll hear someone lying in my favor. So that's one of the reasons why he attacks CNN.
Which brings us to Fox.
Yeah.
It's gotten worse?
Yeah, it's gotten way worse. Way, way, way worse. Yeah. Just like the Republican Party in the Senate and the House have gotten way, way worse. And they get worse every year of Trump.
And this single source close to Deutsche Bank has told me that Donald Trump's loan documents there show that he has co-signers. That's how he was able to obtain those loans. And that the co-signers are Russian oligarchs.
What? Really?
If true, and I stress the if true, which has given me the opportunity more than once now to ask him, to beg him, to tell me one thing I have said about him this year that is not true. Now, you can keep your own count of how many things you are about to hear me say that Donald Trump will insist are not true. Donald cannot afford to pass up his paycheck from NBC. There's nothing else that gets him through the day. He's going to be an NBC star on television next season. He's never going to be a presidential candidate. One thing. Donald is worth no more than a couple of $1 million in salary, if that, to NBC, and he's lucky to be worth that. So after all of that, which is really just the tip of the iceberg of what I've said about Donald Trump on this program this year, and after asking him today, have I ever been wrong about you? I have said Donald lied about pretending to run for president. He did it convincingly enough to fool many of our major league pundits, but I said that the presidential campaign stuff was all a lie from the start, every day of it. And Donald has no argument with me now over that one. He was never going to be a presidential candidate because, among many other prohibitive reasons, he is simply not rich enough to pay for a presidential campaign. And no, he is not a billionaire. One thing, which unfortunately for Trump will leave him with no excuse not to run for president, except the truth that he is an ignoramus about government and could not afford to pay for a presidential campaign. There has never been a possibility, not a shred of possibility, that Donald Trump would run for president. Donald Trump is actually much more self-aware than he appears to be. He knows that he's not smart enough to run for president. He knows that he doesn't have the courage to run for president. And it doesn't take a great deal of courage, but he knows he doesn't have that much. And most importantly, he knows he cannot afford to run for president. He simply isn't rich enough. He doesn't have $1 billion that it would take to blow on a Trump presidential campaign, in which he knows he would lose.
Despite nearly all national polls showing him behind before the voting started, Donald Trump is now President-elect Trump.
And you know this, man?
Jesus Christ. Crazy fucking sound coming in my ear, this fucking stupid hammering.